We talk about a credible leader. A leader that is not engulfed in controversy. President Mahama may have been in public life longer, but he has been vice president under Atanos for 3.5 years. Dr. Bawumia has been vice president for almost 8 years. Under no circumstances have we had the president of the nation, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, cause an investigation into anything that Dr. Bawumia has done.
Which investigation was...
We had the Airbus scandal in Ghana.
Which investigation?
That's President Mills caused an investigation into the procurement.
It is not true.
Randy, you can right? But we saw investigations. We saw what happened in the international media. We saw what happened in the Airbus scandal. It was reported widely in the US and the UK. It was reported widely. We saw who government official one was. We saw what our OSP came to do.
Please, you made an emphatic statement here.
Yes. Yeah.
And I told you it's not true.
But
you have not provided the evidence to back what you said. You have just moved on to say other things.
The evidence about Airbus scandal investigation in the US, scandal investigation in the UK, right here in Ghana.
As vice president, hold on. You said as vice president, the president of the republic instituted an investigation into his conduct.
Yes.
Where is the evidence of that?
Oh, I may not have a paper evidence. I may not have a paper trail to give you. A paper
the president
signed by the president. He didn't announce it, but we know.
You and who know?
Oh, of course, man. It's been
their propaganda team.
Copious.
All right, okay, just
copious.
Propaganda team.
We were in Ghana where Manasseh undertook the Kanazoy Ford expedition, where a certain vice president was given a vehicle from the contractor who was executing government contracts. And all of this, nothing has been related or pointed to Dr. Bawumia that gets to that levels. Nothing. And between the two, which one is credible? Which one is more trustworthy? And which one should garner and trust our future in? I would every day, and I'll urge everyone watching us today and the whole of Ghana that look, Dr. Bawumia has been vice president for 8 years. Before then, he ran in opposition for 8 years. He's been in high public offices like a deputy governor of the central bank. No iota of corrupt cases been brought against this person, and this is the person that we should trust.
So, is your problem an allegation that is made, or your problem is a proven case of wrongdoing?
My point is that at no point has Dr. Bawumia been engulfed in any sort of...
When you say engulfed, what do you mean?
Being investigated by any public, like the OSP did, where John Dramani Mahama was nicknamed the government officer one.
Yeah, but to what end? To what end?
But he's so far from those transactions that he's not even involved. And you see, when people talk about this particular transaction,
Chief, just hold on. Let me ask a question.
Yeah, please do.
Are you suggesting that anytime an allegation is made against a person or the person's office, the person stands guilty, irrespective of the outcome of the matter?
That is not what I'm.
So what is the point?
But you see, in this particular Airbus case, right?
Yes.
Airbus ended up paying penalties and fines in the US and the UK.
Yes.
You think that if there was nothing wrong with the transaction, a company like Airbus will go and pay millions in charges and penalties?
That's not what you are saying.
What I'm saying,
accusation against a person.
Of course, John Dramani Mahama was involved there.
Chief, can you show us any evidence, whether it is Airbus in America, in the UK, wherever, in heaven, in hell, anywhere, where a finding, anywhere, they fly up there, where any finding of wrongdoing was made against the person that you're talking about?
My point is that Airbus, as a corporate entity, had to pay fines,
because of John
penalties,
because of John Mahama.
Because of that transaction.
No,
within that transaction,
yes,
John Dramani Mahama was a very active participant.
As what?
To the extent that he was named within the investigations as government officer 1.
So and I'm happy with where you're going to, because very soon you would find the reason why I'm asking you these questions.
Okay.
So, because when a person is named or an allegation is made against a person in a transaction, irrespective of the outcome of the investigation, irrespective of the findings of the investigation, the fact that a person's name has been mentioned or his office has been mentioned, it makes the person guilty.
Randy,
is that a point you're making?
Randy, my point is that if the investigations in the UK and the US did not have any adverse findings, there will not be any penalties or charges on Airbus.
Were adverse findings made against
the second leg of my argument?
No, don't move to the second leg.
Let me make my point before I lose my line
you don't have to lose it. When you make these allegations, what you need to know is that there is also a liability on myself and the station. Okay. So that's why I will indulge you.
Okay, that's fine.
Now, the mere fact, I'll give you just one example. There was an allegation of a coup plot in Ghana. ACP Agojo retired. He was one of the accused persons. He was interdicted by the police service.
That's true.
It went on for 5 years. The court eventually declared that he was innocent.
That's true.
His name was mentioned.
That's true.
He was taken to the BNI. He was in custody. He was sent to court over 5 years until he retired. Are you saying that the fact that he was accused, he was placed before court, allegations were made against him, and that, hold on, and that some people have been found guilty of a plot?
No, that is not what I'm saying.
So what are you saying?
What I'm saying is that
yes,
a corporate entity, an international company like Airbus was made to pay fines and penalties in millions of dollars in the US and the UK because of a particular transaction. That is
not a particular transaction, a lot of transactions.
Given that a company like Airbus agreed, whether out of court settlement, so they can keep their business running, meant that there was something that they were found culpable of. That is established. And so the active participants in that transaction cannot say that there was a transaction in which those companies paid penalties and charges for that transaction, and I'm an active participant in that transaction, but I have been exonerated.
An active participant because he did what?
If there is a transaction, and there are parties to the transaction, Ghana is getting into an international transaction. Ghana as an entity, they are actors on behalf of Ghana. Could be me going to sign a contract on behalf.
No, I just want you to explain to me.
Yes,
the role he played. For which reason you say that he was an active participant?
If I go to sign a contract on the part of the Republic, the Republic is an entity.
So did John Mahama sign a contract on behalf of Ghana?
I am giving an example. I can go sign.
Okay, it's okay. We'll waste time. So just go on.
You see, but you see, this OSP exoneration of JDF is also one leg of it. It was based on the fact that information available to the OSP is what they did. That's what the OSP said, right? That's what the OSP said. But beyond that, we have seen a corporate entity being culpable, and that is not denied.
And the corporate entity that was culpable is John Dramani Mahama.
The corporate entity is Airbus, and Airbus was involved in that transaction with the Republic of Ghana.
Okay, fine.
And so this is not a leader that you can trust and give the future of Ghana.
I hope you are very mindful of all the things that have happened in your government. And all those who have played
I won't run away from the record of the New Patriotic Government. I won't run away from it. I will defend it every day.
Let me bring it in.
Randy, you know there's a record of the vice president's office using fictitious documents to steal 10,000 bags of rice from a business.
The office wrote to say that they didn't have anything
Doesn't
to do
matter,
with it.
judging by Alaji's submission.
Well, that's why I
doesn't
was
matter.
cautioning him. Yes.
Well, but I'm just saying, judging by it doesn't matter what the prophet says. What we know is that the fact is
To
that
the extent that they were named.
they were named. You know, they used fictitious documents. The vice president of, you know, and up till today, we don't know what he has done to anybody who was supposed to be acting in his name. All we know is that there are those documents that were used to steal 10,000 bags of rice of a businessman.
But the record also states that the office issued a statement.
You know, I'm
say
saying
that
that judging by his submission.
No, I can understand.
It doesn't
I
matter.
can understand
It
where
doesn't
you're
matter.
going.
It doesn't matter.
But it's just important that
Yeah. I mean, we also heard Kofi Nyantechi, didn't we? About Kwesi Nyantechi, about the sharing.
Which one, the FA?
You know, the sharing formula and
The
how much
GFA
was going to the
Nyantechi.
vice president. We heard that. And how much, the sharing formula and how much was going to the vice president. We heard that. That's a certain vice president. We heard my good friend Charles Dubois. We heard that. And what the vice president was supposed to be getting from whatever deals were taking place. I mean, so these are things, judging by, you know, Fuseini's own submission, that, you know, we can make reference to when it comes to what the vice president is doing. But you see, what is fact is that His Excellency John Dramani Mahama has been out of office for 8 years, has gone nowhere. In fact, has not only dared this government on many occasions, but has actually counted them. That if they have anything against him, they should come after him. In fact, he has teased them many times to go and seize the assets that they claim and continue to peddle, that he used, you know, Ghana to acquire abroad. He's here. He hasn't gone anywhere. And they have all the forces of the state to have brought him to book if he did anything wrong. In fact, he's not like a former appointee or a former public official who is quiet in his corner and hiding and looking for no trouble. In fact, he's taunting them. And you think that by the nature of President Akufo-Addo and Dr. Bawumia and the way they are behaving, if they had anything against President Mahama, he wouldn't have been languishing in jail or even going to investigative bodies. Not once has he even ever been invited to any investigative body to answer any question. Not once. And yet, it is sweet to engage in their propaganda. So that's why when he said, we know it, I said, yeah, they are propaganda team. They know it. No one else knows some of these things that they speak of. Only they, in their propaganda machine, you know, churns those things out. I mean, as for being investigated, like you put it correctly, President Mahama was never investigated by President Mills. But the fact is that we shouldn't even expect any investigation from Nana Akufo-Addo. In fact, even lower appointees, he doesn't investigate them. He clears them. So, I mean, look at this rice matter. Look at what he doesn't. In fact, even appointees, DCs, he clears them.
Well,
now he's vice president. You think that he's going to raise any finger?
In any case, assuming that was even to happen, what is wrong?
That's what I'm saying.
With an investigation.
That's why I'm saying that
if there is a claim.
Randy,
I mean, I think that it's
I'm not talking just about investigation.
That is the point I seek to make.
I am talking about the fact that
when I say that we should not even count on Nana Akufo-Addo to do any investigation at all. I mean, assuming, even though it didn't happen, that it did happen, that President Mahama was investigated by his president, I will want to belong to that organization because that is an organization that acts responsibly, that wants to take action when issues of corruption or allegations of corruption comes up. I would like to belong to that organization because, you see, an organization that is self-cleansing is progressive, is forward-looking. Unlike one that glorifies, wrongdoing and covers it up and clears it and write love letters to appointees found with millions of dollars under their beds. I wouldn't want to belong to such a criminal organization. I would want an organization that will investigate and possibly even dismiss an officer who is dreaming of making 1 million Ghana cedis without any clear-cut, above-board approach to making that 1 million. I would like to belong to such a responsible organization. So, assuming that it was even done, I think that is a mark of a responsible organization. But it didn't even happen. And I'm saying that, as for Nana Akufo-Addo, we know we can't even count on him to carry out any such investigation.